Okay. Let me close my tabs. Yeah, I'm tuning in your stream.
Now you hear me, and now analog here. Now Gideon should hear me. Well, responsible for global warming, of course, but testing. Okay, we have some decent sound now, right? Gideon, how's the feed on your side? Is it decent or is it buffering? Gideon is from Hungary, if I recall properly. Right? Yeah, you hear me. Okay. Gideon, I'm sorry, no music. No music today either. Can't do much. So I'm joining the meet now, and do you still hear me? Do you still hear me, Gideon? 1, 2, 3 test. Gideon, do you copy?
Yes, we can hear you essentially.
Okay, then if we can hear, I can hear you as well. Well, I can hear me from your audio feed actually.
Okay.
Okay, I will mute my phone.
Yeah, okay. I'll try not to speak at the same time as you are. Okay, let's do some checks. I can close the LinkedIn. We have a chat. How many chats are over here? I can close this one, this, and this. I should probably hide that one. Okay, the connection seems to be better now. And the people in the call should be able to hear me as well. Okay. All right, let me announce the agenda. We can come back to it if some people join along the way. But yeah, so the initial plan for today was a presentation of front-end coders, front-end deep and Kushal, and the website frontend.mu, which we will work on today, and we'll talk about that extensively today. On that website, we are working on an RSVP feature, right? And we were planning to deploy it today, and we were planning to do some live coding, but because I don't know, probably the demigods got angry, you can't have so many streams going well. And so we probably won't deploy today, right? We might look at the code, we will explore the code, and probably will extend the conversation to open source contribution. Whether you're in Mauritius or abroad, you can still chip in, probably. Sandeep will confirm, but you can still chip in and help out the community. It will be good for your profile anyways, because it will be open source contributions, right? Every recruiter enjoys seeing open source contributions. All right, so let's have a look at the chat and then we'll go. I'll leave the floor to Mr. Sandeep, who will talk a bit about front-end coders. Okay, I am Strands is trolling. By the way, if you have missed it, Strands, do you still have the link to the, what is it? The clip from yesterday? Some people might not have the context of my tweet from yesterday. Well, if Twitter uploads. Basically, I was saying that I am a gas developer. Does anyone know what I mean by that in the chat? I can see on the Twitch channel. Well, not really. And how would you know? I have a good noise filter, so you shouldn't be able to hear any of them between the uploads. Basically, I was saying that, okay, this. I am a gas developer. Does anyone know what? Not this. My bad. I'm looking for the clip. Don't I get access during the live? Yeah, probably not. Never mind. Oh yeah, you got it. Okay. It could be. Could be that. Nice guess, son, but not really. Let's see if it loads. Maybe I'm trying too hard with the internet in Mauritius. Oh, I don't have access to the quality. Yeah, never mind. Well, the suspense is still on. We might have that at the end of the stream. Who knows? But no, son, nice guess. Better than the actual acronym, to be honest. No, you can't answer. No, you can't. Please don't. All right, let's get to the serious stuff now. I will leave the floor to Sandeep, but first, how can I make this full screen? Oh well, you know what? I'll put that on screen and I'll introduce all of you guys briefly. We have Sandeep, front-end developer. We have Kushal as well, front-end developers. They are both leaders of the front-end coders user group nowadays. And we worked together on front-end coders back in the days where when I was helping out quite a lot as well. And well, yeah, they are leading the user group now. They have started that website, building more features, making it better every time for the community. And we have them tonight with us. And we also have Mr. Strands, who you generally see a lot in the chat, right? Mr. Strands is not just about naming people guest developers. He is also a developer, and he has helped a lot with the RSVP feature, especially with regards to Superbase. So he's our in-house backend guy, if we can say so. So yeah, big thanks to him as well. What do you mean? Wait, look at that. Check out some old trades. Well, if you start streaming, how about having that as your username for a week or something? But yeah. All right, everybody. I will now leave the floor to Sandeep, alias Mr. Sunshine, in the chat. Sandeep, over to you.
Yeah. Hi guys, Sandeep here. Should I just go, or do you want to do it like a question and answer style?
I would say you could tell us a bit about
I think you're
front
muted,
end.
I think.
Oh yeah, I'm muted here. I was saying maybe you could go about telling us a bit about front-end coders or front-end coders throughout the past few years, and then you can tell us about
Okay.
the website. Yeah.
So frontend coders is a community in Mauritius. It's run by me and Kushal right now, but it was founded in around 2016 by our good friend David. David, who is he's not in Mauritius anymore. He's in Canada, so he left us the reign to the community, and we tried to run it. So I think he left in around 2018 after running it for a few years, and that's when me and Cedric we were organizing meetups here under the name of Frontend Coders, and then yeah, we just tried to keep it going, and I think COVID happened, and then we had to take a forced break from meetups. And after that, Kushal joined the efforts of leading the organization, and he's been helping me with organizing meetups ever since. I think we have a hot streak of meetup of so since the month after the COVID lockdown, we only missed 2 months, and those were end of years. So for Christmas, we didn't have a meetup, obviously. And then because of the developers conference, we skipped that month. But other than that, I think we had meetups every single month since almost 2 years now. So yeah, it's been a good set of meetups organized. This is our website, as you can see, and we have uh, some records of all past meetups with photos as well. So you can check it out. We usually list what happened at that meetup and some pictures. And yeah, it's plenty. The next one is on the 26th of August this month. It's going to be quite nice. We have five very good speakers, and yeah, that's what Frontend Coders is just a community of developers. We try to organize talks once every month. It's free to attend for everybody. Uh, we try on our side, on the organizer side, we try to find people to speak at the meetups, and then we try to find sponsors to provide lunch for the meetup and to provide a location for the meetup. So we have two types of sponsors, and then we try to get the people to attend, like let them know the meetup is happening at, at, at that place on that date, and yeah, just make it happen. It's a lot of work behind the scenes. I obviously try to do like where should we do it, what should we do, is this talk good, will that be interesting. I do a lot of that, and Kushal does everything else basically, like trying to find sponsors, trying to find location, trying to deal with the dates, trying to get the food on the date. So like a lot of work done by Kushal every month, and I think it's a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, driven by passion to make this happen every single month. Like for example, this month we have a location secured, but we don't have sponsors yet for food, so we are still looking at that, and it's a lot of work behind the scenes trying to get in touch with companies, trying to explain to them what a meetup is, why they should sponsor, and what they will get. Trying to like to let them know a bit about the community spirit and how they can help. But yeah, it's a lot of work every single month to get people involved, and of course we do all of this for free, and it's purely different, driven by passion for now. Um, yeah, I think that was a summary of the community itself. I don't know if I missed anything. Do you have any questions?
That was great, Sandeep. And yes, you guys are doing that for free, and it's so valuable to the community. I think you can attest to some, maybe especially students that attend their first meetup, and then some of them at some point want to speak as well. One thing I wanted to say is that, again, as I've said before, meetups like Frontend Coders and other meetups that we have in Mauritius are a good place for you to practice, to prepare for DevCon, and for you to network in any case. So yes, please, if you feel like you want to talk about something but you don't feel ready or you're too shy or whatever, those meetups are the place to start speaking, really. You know.
Yeah, and this in the next meetup we have a topic just on that. Go from attendee to speaker, how to make that jump. So maybe that will be interesting for a lot of people.
Very good. I've pasted the link in the chat. If anyone wants to join, they can actually view the website, and as soon as it will be, the RSVP feature will be deployed, then we will update them on that on the Discord, and you guys on the Frontend Coders channels and everywhere. Okay, thanks, Sandeep. You can keep your screen on maybe, and we could hear a bit about a bit from Kushal. Hello, Kushal. Welcome on stream.
Hello. Hello. Hello, guys. I think Sandeep almost talked about all the stuff, so I will just make it very quick. So from my side, how I started, it was like I think in 2016. I met Sandeep and Cedric for my first meetup as a front-end coders. And like they said, I got driven by passion and keep learning. I was just an apprentice. And then one day they proposed to make me as a speaker. So like Cedric said, for me it was a great experience. Before I moved to the developer conference and stuff, And then I think COVID came, and I was still in contact with Sandeep. We were working together, and we say, why not after COVID try to lead the content coders? So yeah, we got started I think last year, in 2022, I think it was in March or something like that. And we keep going each month, one meetup, and I think today it's quite famous, our Mauritius. So what my main job are in the front-end coders is I usually do everything what how to make a meetup, like to make the sponsor, to organize the food. So usually Sandeep holds the meetup, and on my side, I usually handle everything behind. So even the attendee, I make sure we get the exact number one day or 2 days before the meetup, so that we can know the exact number to provide food and stuff. And yeah, and today I'm now a senior front-end developer. I started with front-end coders as a junior developer. So I think this is one of the best community people can join as a front-end. It's not usually front-end because nowadays we see system admin, back-end guys, everything, even in marketing, joining our community. It's very encouraging to see people join the community so fast. So we will keep going, and just to note that the next meetup, we are expecting 100 people. So I know there will be a lot of announcements to be done, but I think they are very, very nice topic. We try to find one of the I think from the post this was best speaker, and we will learn a lot from them because we have even director which we will talk a director for reduce and stuff. And yeah, I think that's it. And Cedric, you have any question or anything I missed?
Well, I must, yeah, first say thanks again for all the work you guys are doing. And I must say it's super impressive from where front-end coders started, especially since David had left and we were just like kids trying to set up meetups, and there were like generally between 10 and 15 attendees most of the time, right? And then the two of you took over, and now we are expecting 100 attendees. That's super impressive, especially in Mauritius. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to be there.
And even I missed one thing. We were in the GS Nation meetup in not meetup, the conference. So we were among the sponsors. So Fontaine Coders Mauritius was in GS Nation Amsterdam. So it's quite famous, and we are hoping to go through more conference and make it more famous so that people can know us. So yeah.
That's pretty impressive. So it's the other way around, right? The tiny Mauritius is sponsoring. Did I get this right? Was a sponsor?
Yeah, so we got in touch with them because we were interested in attending the conference, me and Kushal. Like we were interested since I think more than a year ago. Kushal told me we should go there. It's a whole conference, but we didn't know how to get there. But then I noticed on their website they said they are interested in partnering with other communities. So we said, okay, well, we run a community. Maybe we can tell them about it, and we did. And they were very happy to put Frontend Coders Mauritius as a partner on the list of sponsors. So there are sponsors who give money, and there are sponsors who are there to promote the event and be listed as a community partner. So we were in that list, and as a result of that, they even gave us 2 tickets to the conference, which was super cool. The tickets were quite expensive actually, if we had to buy them. So in terms of Mauritian currency, it was quite pricey. So they gave one of the tickets to the organizers, and then they gave one ticket for raffle to our audience in the meetups, which actually Mr. Strange won. And he kindly gave it back to me because he couldn't fly to Amsterdam for the conference. So that's how me and Kushal ended up in Amsterdam for the GS Nation conference.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, that's great. You know, you give, well, technically you give to them to the conference and they give back to you. Well, pretty unexpected.
Yeah.
Two huge tickets, at least for us in, you know, relatively to Mauritius. And
Yeah,
since
yeah.
we're on Twitch, let's use the Twitch language. Mr. Strands, GG for giving back the ticket, you know. That's great.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. We made good use of it. It was very good timing because Kushal uh, uh, had convinced his company to sponsor his travel, and I was having my company offsite in Europe, so it was actually perfect timing, and we managed to get sponsorship for the travels as well. So it worked out quite well, I would say.
Yeah, and
And
I
the
think
conference itself was awesome. And by the way, that's the conference where as for the framework that we use on frontend.mu, it won the Breakthrough of the Year award for JavaScript Tech. So that was quite nice because we are familiar with it. And yeah, it went super well, I would say.
well, yeah, you know, you give so much to the community, and well, I think those two tickets were well deserved, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, and we have a final speaker in the room, Mr. Strands, the troller in the chat. Mr. Strands, do you want to say a few words before we move to the next section, which you'll be part of anyways? Hello, Mr. Strands.
Hello, everybody. Well, I'll let you switch to the next section first then. I don't have much to say actually.
All right, no worries. You'll have more to say in a second. Right. So, yeah, before we move to exploring the code, Sandeep, does the demo work on your end, at least, or locally on your machine? The demo of
Yeah,
the
it
RSVP?
is. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sandeep is going to show us a demo of the RSVP feature, which we should be shipping before the meetup. So we'll expect all of the attendees to book their seat that way. And yeah, over to you, Sandeep.
Yeah, so I think you can see my screen. So it's quite simple. We expect people to log in before they can RSVP. So there's a new login feature on the website. This was built with the huge help of Mr. Strands. He did all the Supabase backend work. Well, let's call it backend work because it's not front end. So he did the authentication flow. So now we can click on login and it will ask us to log in with Google for now. That's the only option. So I will pick one of my Google accounts. So now, just like that, I am logged in as this user. I can even click here to see my profile. So we ask for a few information that we only use to pre-fill your RSVP form. So things like what kind of food, how are you coming there, and what's your profile. So yeah, so you can just change your details here. So that's my phone number on stream now. Everybody knows. And if we go back around the website, we can see the next meetup is
Someone
here.
will have a new phone number probably.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I might post prod the video before posting on YouTube though.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think anyone will try to phone me.
Oh, you never know. Well, if you want, I can take the bet. I can post it on YouTube and then we'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, so we have the next meetup listed here, so you can just go into that. And then over here,
Sorry to interrupt you, Sandeep, but not super important, but really nice. Just go to the website after the stream to check the animation on the big card for the meetup, because I think it's laggy right now on stream. All the animations, the shapes and everything, it's very laggy, but that's due to network issues and, you know, it's being streamed on Google Meet and then to you on Twitch. But yeah, check out the website. The animations are so fun. Right.
yeah, so we took great care to make all of the animations like 60 FPS, super smooth. So you can go and find that everywhere and check it out.
Yeah, but you didn't cater for Google Meet, so you know.
I mean, I would have to create frames. I tried that, but maybe some AI can do smooth video smoothing for us.
Maybe we need some plugins for Google Meet or something like this. But yeah, sorry, go ahead, Sandy.
Yeah. So so on a meetup page, we have this new button now, book my seat, which will invoke the RSVP functionality. Before that, we used to have a Google form, like you just click and fill up the form. So now we try to do it right here. So if you click that, hopefully it works. Yeah, we have this nice little form where you can pick your preferences. You will see my phone number here is pre-filled here because it's from my profile. So as you might have guessed, we are developers. We can do that. So yeah, you can pick. You can choose whatever option you want here, and then you confirm your presence, and hopefully that works. And yeah, so here stuff has been saved. We probably need a save animation somewhere to make sure the person understands RSVP is successful. So yeah, and that's it. With a few clicks, you have booked your seat for the meetup. And now it says booking confirmed, and you can view your ticket like that. And I think that's about it. And yeah, we have this attendee list here that will update as and when people RSVP on the website. I think I did a summary of the feature. We have a few bugs. So, for example, for one of our Kushal was testing, and for him, canceling a reservation is not working for some reason. So we have to. That's why we are delaying the feature release. I don't know. Maybe we can still merge it because you can RSVP. But yeah, that's the feature as a tool.
Very nice, son, and very good work, all of you, and the other contributors that might not be on this call. But yeah, great work. Question about the deployment. Do you have an easy way with your host provider to roll back in case there is an issue?
Yeah. We do have. So we are using Vercel to deploy to production, and we do have a way to roll back to a previous commit. That's fine, but that's not why I'm deciding not to release it right now. It's because let's say if someone has already RSVP'd and something is wrong, it's very difficult to go back to that person and ask them to do it again. That's mainly why I want to wait and make sure things are good before we do that, because in that person's mind they have already RSVP. They shouldn't be bothered with our feature not working and having to RSVP again. So that's why I'm delaying it.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And in case if, I don't know, if you decide to still deploy it to prod, what we could do is deploy it for maybe the duration of the stream, or for like a few minutes if people in the viewers would like to register. They would know the risks. But yeah, in any case, it's going to be available pretty soon, right? So no worries about that.
That makes sense. We could try to do that, I think.
Would you like to try that?
But I think if people want to try it, we could just share the staging link.
Yeah,
And
that
they
makes
can
sense.
try it there because it's the exact same thing. So maybe let me just send you the link. I'm sending you in the Google Meets chat.
Yeah, because Discord is not loading on my end tonight.
So people can use this to try it. You can go crazy, try to break it, it's fine.
Okay, let me try. Let's see if that loads on my. Okay, yeah, it loads really well. You can see it here. Even on my very weak laptop. I'm gonna tell everyone about what happened in a second. Sign in with Google. Okay. Well, you'll see my number very soon. That's fair game.
We should have a streamers mode where we hide. Yeah, seriously, it makes sense now.
A Discord inspired feature.
Yeah.
August. Oh, I just saw one thing. Maybe we need to update number of attendees, right? Oh, it's no album. Okay. Is it? Or is it the number of attendees here? I don't know.
Say again, where?
Here there's a 0.
Well, yeah, I think it's the number of attendees, which is still 0. I think we should hide that.
Yeah.
This year.
This is good, but maybe the.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'm checking you back your screen. Yeah. Oh, here it's
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, so let me try it, but I'm going to brag a little bit here. I'm going to go in mobile view, right? Don't check the errors. Nothing is happening. You know, and we'll check the mobile version. Yeah, okay, it's deployed. So we had some issues with the layout from the existing one, which was developed for desktop mostly. So we were talking in the Discord about a solution to this, and well, I had some time, so I chipped in to build a mobile version. Well, when I say mobile version, it's just a different layout for mobile, right? It's still a website, still the same link. So yeah, we're using the full screen. We have different steps because we have different values to set up. I took any suggestions from the Discord, so you can say that more than just me, like there was Sandeep making suggestions and other people as well in the chat. So yeah, together we came up with that, especially with the animations. The Sun really helped. Then basically I used the existing animation that you have for the other components, and it was already something, you know, but this one, yeah, much better.
Okay, good to know. By the way, I think people, I got a message saying they can't hear me well, but they can hear you well. I don't know if
Okay.
if the audio is passed through properly.
Let me try to
Yo.
increase the audio. Can you try again?
This is
Yeah.
a voice message.
Yeah, so I've increased the volume for the audio. Let me check my sound settings. If maybe I reduce the volume for Chrome on that device. No, it's all up. So in the chat, let me know if you can hear Sandeep better now.
Mic
Mic
test,
test,
mic
mic
test.
test.
I
I
think
think
now
now
it's
it's
loud
loud
enough
enough
that
that
it
it
comes
comes
back
back
as
as
echo.
echo.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Okay.
I'll
I'll
let
let
the
the
audience
audience
confirm.
confirm.
Yeah. Where are they messaging you? I guess they are not in the chat. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
need a Twitch account to view the live, but you will need one to chat, I think. Yeah. So yeah, let us know. Meanwhile, son, if you want to speak louder, but I don't think that would help much with the limiters and everything. Okay, let me see. Did the filter get ported? Okay, I'm going to remove the limiter. Now, if you speak, son, they should hear you louder, and we can check.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty close now. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's
Let's
keep
keep
going
going
then.
then.
Okay, yeah, so it's basically the same feature, just presented differently. And yeah, check out directly on the website. The animations are nice, and even the animations for the tick, etc. It's just reused from Sun's work. And yes, here also we will need an animation while we click confirm. And now we see the layout display. By the way, if anyone wants to improve on that, this is pretty basic, but if you have ideas on how to spice that up, most welcome. And yeah, that's the feature. Anyways, question for Kushal or Sandeep. If I'm a speaker, generally, do I still RSVP or is it separate?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
should
should
RSVP
RSVP
because
because
we
we
usually
usually
use
use
that as
that
a
as a
head count
headcount
for
for
food
food
and
and
for
for
parking
parking
spaces.
spaces.
So
So
it's
it's
easier
easier
for
for
us
us
if
if
everyone
everyone
RSVPs,
RSVPs,
even
even
speakers.
speakers.
All right. Yes, Kushal?
Yeah, just
Just
confirm.
confirm.
All right, all right. Okay, I think now it's time to have a look at the code. Sandeep,
By the
By the
way,
way,
yep.
we
we
might
might
not
not
release
release
this
this
right
right
now,
now,
but
but
I
I
think
think
we
we
have
have
another
another
feature
feature
that we
that
can
we can
release.
release.
Maybe I
Maybe I
can
can
share
share
that
that
and
and
actually do
actually
the
do the
release
release
right
right
here.
here.
I
One
don't know if
sec.
you're sharing my
We're
screen
having an
or
echo from
something
you,
else.
son. So I'm going to change. Son, we have an echo from you, so I'm going to change my speakers. So give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need
You need
headsets
headsets
or
or
something.
something.
Yeah, I did. I do have headset. I've connected them. Now I need to. Yeah, that should be better.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot,
Well,
Mahish, Casey. Sorry, you're gonna have to help me pronounce that. But yeah, thanks a lot for letting us know. Should be better now. Just checking. Oh, the microphone is terrible.
yeah, your sound is a bit low.
Well, okay, I have to check OBS now. Sounds so fun. Okay, you can
No,
hear me
it's
on.
very low.
Okay, I'm going to move back to the headset for the call, and I'll still be on the Blue Snowball on OBS.
Okay,
Yep.
we hear you much better now.
All right, cool. Yep. Okay. Back to it, son.
Yeah. So I was saying, wait, give me just 10 seconds.
Sure, no worries. So basically, the idea now is that Sandeep will go through the code base, walk us through the code base for the Astro project for frontend.mu, and then we'll explore a bit
in more details the existing code for the RSVP feature, and then each one can share about the code they have produced for that.
Yeah, so I was sharing your stream link to a friend who
Oh,
who was
thanks.
who was looking for us on Discord. They didn't know we were streaming here.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I was saying instead of releasing the RSVP feature, we can release a safer feature that might not break and that's a bit more fun. So it's this one,
Yep.
this PR. So this is a feature to adjust the theming of the website. So I don't know if you noticed, but uh, the website has a theme to it, like this color and this color. Sorry for the light mode.
It's okay,
I'll
it's
switch
okay.
it back. I'll switch it back quickly. But like you see, like this button here and this here, they are all derived from one color. And we had this fun thing where this color would actually change based on the time of the day.
Mhm.
So every time you visit the website, it has a slightly different color throughout the day. Um, and yeah, that was something we did for fun. But turns out it's not that great at some time. Sometimes it looks like a bit like poop color. Because that's the time of the day. So that was the motivation to change it to a unique color. Uh,
Okay.
so basically, we get rid of the infinite colors. So obviously, I did that. While doing that, I fixed a bunch of like you see here. These are not really visible. This is a bit not readable. So I fixed a bunch of that, and then
Okay, Sandeep, wait. I'm going to show the message. I'm not going to read it. I'll just show it on stream.
yeah.
This message from Strands, and if the chat want us to time out Mr. Strands, let us know. Yeah, I'm not sure, Strands, but nice try. Are you actually, Strands, using it for that purpose? Then maybe, Sandeep, we might deprecate the feature or something because,
I mean,
someone
we
might
have
get health issues or something.
we have a solution for him. I will come to that. Uh,
Okay,
so if we look at the deployment, it's slightly different now. We are using a fixed uh, blue color,
nice.
uh, and it should be everything should be a bit more visible. Like even here, if you like this is white and this is light
Yeah,
blue.
yeah.
So I did a lot of small adjustments to make things more pleasant compared to the existing one. So yeah, that's the feature. I'm going to switch to light mode, so prepare your eyes.
Okay,
Uh,
3, 2, 1, light mode.
so even in light mode, it
Hey,
still uses the same blue, and it's super legible. Everything is super legible. Uh,
and it's much nicer on the eyes,
yeah,
this version
yeah.
of the light mode. Great job, man.
So that's one thing. But then I was sad that we were getting rid of the infinite colors. So I brought it back, uh, but not as a function of time of the day. You have a button here that you can
Okay.
click, and
Ah,
just like
nice.
that, you get a completely new theme, but which should still be very coherent with everything. Like everything should be very legible, even
Yeah.
with its random color. So yeah, if Mr. Strands is looking for his poop color, he can like try to find it here and poop any time of the day.
But I think it was related to the time more than the color. So
Yeah,
maybe what we could do is, well, what Strands could do is write a plugin that would
yeah,
find the right color for him. And you know, we could have that as live coding, Mr. Strands, or replicate that live. I don't know, but yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the feature. And because it was a pain to use the mouse, I also did a feature where you can hit Control and space, and it will
Hey,
like give you a new color. So yeah, that's the feature basically.
that's typically the type of features that can have me stay on the website for like 5, 10 more minutes, just testing
Yeah,
that, testing light mode, dark mode, and then testing both with Dark Reader, the Dark Reader extension, to see if anything works still fine, you know? But yeah,
I don't know if this is compatible with the Doc Reader extension, but if you don't have Doc Reader, you can have our own Doc mode here. It should
yeah.
work.
No, I
But
generally have a shortcut to disable Dark Reader on websites that have dark mode.
yeah,
Yeah,
nice. Because I know some people who use Doc Reader on a Doc mode website, and it looks very bad.
true.
And I feel for the designers who put a lot of
Yeah,
effort there, and then they get used like that. But yeah, this is the feature, and I think we can merge it right now. So
yeah,
let's
very
do that.
good.
Uh, so this is the PR. If we look at the file changes, uh, there's a lot of files.
Wow.
Yeah, the scroll bar was still loading, so it's here now. So yeah, it's a lot of files, but it's a lot of small changes.
Okay.
But it's quite safe.
I
I
guess
feel safe
reviewers would
because
just give you looks good to me. We can't do much more than this. We trust you.
yeah. So I think it looks okay, even though I am the one who made the video. It's fine. So I think we can hit the merge button.
Yeah, hit it and run. That's how we do
Uh,
it.
Maybe I should make a better message here. So fixed legibility on previous cases. Added fun.
Just so that everyone knows, it's not always that precise of a message on the
Yes.
PRs. Just have a look at the closed ones.
Yes.
Some are fun. I'll let you guys explore. And if you can
So
redirect, um, show them the button to the GitHub page, just so that they can recall, you know, they can come and explore the code.
yeah,
Yeah,
so it's quite visible here. We actually had a nice PR from one community member to add this icon here for external links.
yeah,
So it shows that it's an external link. So yeah, just come here and click on this. It will go to our organization GitHub, and then from here, the frontend.mu Astro repository is the one for this website. So this is where you can look at our code base and have some fun with it.
very
So
nice.
I think it's live.
Let's see. Let me check frontend.mu itself.
So if I go here, we should not have this book color anymore if I refresh.
I'm checking on my end as well. Whoops, I refreshed something I shouldn't have, as usual.
So so it's still the
Still
old one.
yeah.
So maybe it's still deploying. I don't know. Maybe we can. Where is it? This one here. We can look at the deploy status somewhere. View details. Deployment complete.
Okay, let's check again. Is there any kind of caching Vercel
Nope.
does?
Nope. So we can check the pipelines here
Yeah.
on Astro.
Ooh.
So that was an old one.
Ah,
So
okay.
it's live, I think. 1 minute ago. Yeah, it's live.
Okay. I'll refresh as well. Yeah. Very cool. So you just click and you can pick the one you want. Live on my end says strength. Yep, very good. Control space works really well.
We abused the use of blur on these cards because it looks really cool that you have blur effects, like very subtle blurs. And even on the top menu here, we have like this nice blur. This was also a work from another community member,
Okay,
Nikhil, so who is a junior dev actually. So yeah, this
nice.
is really nice contributions from the community.
And there's picky question. Does all the blur stuff work well on Firefox? Do you want me to try?
I haven't checked. You can feel free to try.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, it's not our fault.
It's Mozilla's fault, right?
Yes, precisely.
So don't use Firefox unless you're right. It seems to be working fine.
Okay. So
Is it backdrop blur technically, or is it something
yes,
else? Oh,
yes, it's
so
just yes, backdrop blur.
backdrop blur works fine in Firefox now. A few months
I
ago, I think
guess.
it wasn't the case. Well, I had some other bugs then, but yeah, very good. It works even on Firefox. I don't have Safari, but you know, if it doesn't work
I'm
on
using
Safari, it's not our fault.
I'm checking on can I use if backdrop filter works. Well, if it's going to load.
Who cares about Safari strengths? Well, people that just bought a Mac and just need internet.
I think Shell has clients who need Safari, so he
Yeah,
has to work with it.
new IE, right? Well, not as bad as
Yeah.
IE, but so Kushal, on top of your head, do you have one or up to three tips, quick tips for CSS, let's say, with regards to Safari? Or you
I
just don't
think
want to
the
talk about it?
latest Safari. No, it's fine. The latest Safari has already fixed some issue. Uh,
Mm,
because we had some problem before with translate and what was it, Sandeep? The last time we checked this issue.
Yeah, I think
On Hoover,
when
it was
we
scale, right?
when we do a translate animation, it forces a Z index. So if you have like
Yeah.
something going from round, like let's say you are animating something round on hover, like you make the radius big or small. During that animation, it gets
Yeah, the latest
a Z index.
Safari has.
So so it goes on top of everything during the animation, and then it goes back again. It's very weird.
well, on Chrome, I had something similar. I thought it was a bug in the browser or something, but it actually was a bug in the code I reused. So I had the footer made by Setpoly. I had a loader that should have the highest Z index, but that piece of text made by Setpoly went in front. It was actually a nice effect, but that wasn't a
Right.
Safari bug. It was just a higher Z index for some reason that was there in the previous code. But yeah,
Okay. But for this one, we didn't actually set any Z index. It was just
yeah.
forcing it by itself.
I don't know
So
if it's an actual, well, if it's a bug they didn't catch or they had a reason to do that before and then they left it. But yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah,
Firefox
I think it's a
Safari,
bug
but
because it works well on every other browser.
yeah,
By the way, backdrop filter works in every major browser. It's safe to
yeah.
use.
Okay, cool.
Firefox shipped it a while ago, I guess.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess it was something else for me. It was last year, but yeah,
But yeah, so we shipped the feature live, so yay,
very
that's nice.
nice. Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
think
paste the
this,
link again in the
yeah,
chat. Yeah.
I think this dark mode button is looking out of place now compared to everything else. We might need to fix that soon.
You made a too good color paint icon thing.
Yeah, this is nice. This is from Unplugin Icons
Okay,
by
nice.
Anthony. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
super nice icon.
Wait, unplugin, you have access to various icon libraries, right?
Yes, we abused that feature like really bad. So
Yeah,
as you can see here, we are putting icons from pretty much everywhere,
yeah.
and it just
I'm
works.
guilty as well.
Yeah, it
Just
just
above
works.
those two icons. Yeah.
It's so nice to use.
Oh, and we have Daisy UI now, in the
Yeah,
config. I
I
hope,
actually didn't check how you made it work. It seems that it's not interfering with anything, so that's cool.
yeah. So if you want, I can give you a quick walkthrough of that. You just have to open Tailwind config
Okay.
and scroll down. Yeah, Daisy UI. Oh, the indentation is weird. Yeah, so you add it as a plugin, right? You require it as a Tailwind plugin, and then you have the configuration down below. Um, yeah, indentation is strange, but never mind. I've copied an example from the documentation. Then I have enabled only what I needed for the feature to work. And you can see with the comments, I left the comments in for now. We can leave it for a few more weeks,
Yeah,
especially if we're playing with Daisy UI. Because yes, we can check the documentation, but the reality is that we want some quick wins. And well, yeah, those comments help. So
I wonder if you can pass a CSS variable here. You should be able, right?
I'm not sure exactly how it works, so you could try. That would be interesting.
Because let me wait. Um, so I'm on the RSP branch right now. So let me commit stuff here first.
See, this is more typical of some messages you'll see
Yeah,
on the
and
repo.
if we if we go back to wait, if we go back to the main branch, which we just merged from the other one, so I'm pulling 15 commits here. I want to show you something. So yeah, exactly this. So I actually added a bunch of colors here,
Yeah.
like a bunch of primary colors. So I was thinking, where is Daisy here? So we haven't merged Daisy yet. So I was thinking maybe we should use this variable in the Daisy primary color, and then that would make everything get in
Mm,
sync.
okay, interesting.
It should make Daisy work with the new theming system. Even the paid bucket should feed Daisy the new color.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So it's defined here actually. So it's just CSS variables. That's
Okay.
all it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just use that instead of the hex. I
Mm-hmm.
think it should work. But yeah, that's the idea.
So let's think. If Daisy uses actually that hex color wherever it applies its CSS, then that should work.
Yeah, so I think
But if
something like
it's generating from that color, then it might not work as expected. But yeah, we can just try it.
I think this should work. Is it generating like a bunch of other colors based on that?
I haven't checked myself to be honest. I sorry, I used it in a few places in mostly demo apps. So let's find out.
Okay, so I just
Yeah.
changed it. The issue is that primary does not exist in this sphere because we haven't merged it back, so we can use verse instead.
hmm
I will explain later, but this is just the variable name, which is declared here.
hmm
So
Okay.
yeah, that's all it is. So we have trust easy to use this, and I guess based on we give it the 101. And I don't know. Let's see if it works.
You know, when you're actually working, you would check the documentation, but now it's more fun to try things without checking the docs.
Yeah, so we should log in, and then we should go to the RSVP. Okay, that didn't work. We got on the product side, so we should go to localhost, log back in, and we go to the responsive version of one meetup. So if we go here, I cancel my reservation just so I can see the form again.
hmm
So we can see the color is not
Yeah.
working. Why is it not working? Maybe we can try to see here. Step primary should be leading to some kind of color.
Try
Uh,
computed maybe.
no, I mean the class should lead to a color, right?
Sometimes it can be difficult to find out. So what I would suggest is go to computed instead of styles, find the background color there, and then trace it. You can click on the link to go back to styles. It will lead you to styles probably.
So
Uh,
it's transparent.
so maybe okay, step primary. Maybe expand that and check the before, the after.
Yeah. So this has a color. I think, yeah.
Yeah, we saw.
It's called B3, and
I think it
this is.
failed to generate the color from the
So what if we just do this?
interesting. Yeah. Maybe there's a smart system.
Maybe Tailwind has a smart system like that where you don't give it the color function, you just give it the values and it works.
Yeah.
But this doesn't. So maybe we should.
We should write a small script.
So Daisy UI.
Oh no, he's checking the docs.
Theme. How do we give the config? Okay, theme is false. If theme is true,
Oh, we can check the colors tab. Maybe there's some info there. Right after config. Yeah.
it's a loading.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Telecom. At some point, it should load.
Maybe it will load our
So
next stream, but yeah.
maybe we can read it. If it's an array, only themes in the array will be included, and the first theme will be the default theme. Okay. Okay, we believe you. So okay, so primary
Oh wait.
CSS variable.
Yeah. So maybe you can actually override that color in your
Yeah, but
CSS. No?
Oh, so we just do that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We redeclare it.
Yeah, but that seems like a lot of work. I want
Yeah.
to be able to just give it one color and let it figure out the rest. Um, so I don't know. You can use that and that. Introduction. Each color name contains. Well, I don't know. I don't see a solution here, which is weird. I think we should be able um, to have variants of one color.
Mm-hmm.
That's really common, right?
Well, what I understand from Daisy is that it's trying to simplify things for you, and so it's putting some sort of framework. I'm using the term loosely here, but it's trying to add meaning to some of the colors, whereas Tailwind we just use the color code, right? Here it's trying to structure it for you.
Yeah.
And, but they really clear some
yeah,
variables there, you know?
yeah, but this is. So what if we do dash dash p? Is that
Yeah.
color? I don't know.
Well, let's just try that dash dash b, and if it doesn't work, we move to the next
No,
section.
I don't think it will, because look for primary.
Oh, no, not here, but in this. Oh, yeah, yeah, you have to do it here. Yeah, you're right.
No, we could do that, and then. So you were saying this. Here we just do like dash dash is a new color.
But this is in body, right? I don't know if they check in body or if they check in root.
Yeah, that's why it's in body, so that I override root.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense.
Um, so if I do that and then that, so it is red. That did work.
Okay, a little bit. But yeah, it
Why?
would be manual work too. I think this is a value that is generated from the primary color, and then you are overriding it here. But
Yes.
it's also using other um, variations of that variable. So I think there's P, PF, things like this. So there's quite some work to maintain after that.
Yeah, that doesn't make me like Daisy anymore.
Okay, okay.
What if I wanted to have like step uh, blue, and I just want the default blue from Tailwind? Is that not something
Yeah,
I can do here?
you can program that because I'm just adding that class dynamically. So technically,
Oh, okay. Then we can just switch that class then.
yeah, try to add BG something, just some Tailwind stuff. Look for UL.
Um, and if I refresh, oh, I think it was working already. Yeah, it just looks weird. I don't know.
Well,
Am
okay.
I supposed to use BG or?
Or is it BG or is it like on the after? I think the class was working on the after.
So it's text verse accent. I don't
Why
know.
text? Oh, you're trying to
Oh,
check.
text is just my other color. So this is for text color, BG is for background color.
Okay.
I thought it was inferring the color from
No,
text color.
I think the step primary is a CSS rule that targets the after. So somehow they have it's not applied to the li, but it's applied to the pseudo after of the li.
Okay,
Yeah,
this needs some fixing then.
yeah.
But it's kind of working.
Well, yeah.
Okay, we have themes. Okay,
Yeah.
so clearly this RGB feature is not ready. We will try to get it ready soon. But sure, I think we should announce the meetup uh, today without the RGB feature, just so
Yeah.
that people know. So I think you can go ahead and post it. Like uh, we had a message earlier. I think you can just go ahead and post it on
Okay.
LinkedIn.
It's better we do in the morning,
Okay,
so that
sounds
can
good.
better impression. And maybe you can play the video before you end. We got
Yeah,
the final video.
um, I will I will save it first because
Yeah.
uh,
It's,
just so that I can open a safe folder.
yeah.
So it should be here. And so for every month we try to have a small animation. So we met some students from MDX University, and they are
Okay.
helping us with this video stuff.
Very
Um,
nice.
and like we are we are boomers now, we can't do video editing. So this is what they did. I'm looking at it for the first time as well. So
Okay.
oh,
So if you're not
so
happy, they're gonna hear about it live.
yeah. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
It's so good to see the progress of, front-end coders. Yes, the core is still front-end, but we have people who enjoy front-end enough but have other skills that they chip in to
Yeah.
make the
Um
experience better.
yeah, and like just us, we couldn't do this. It's with the help of a lot of community members that we are able to like get all of this done. By the way, Kushal, I don't know if you noticed, but the last speaker title is uh, is please confirm. I think this is. I think we should update this uh, and then post it.
Hey students, what's up?
Yes.
But yeah, we're sharing the backstage here with you. Um, no worries. It's going to be fixed before it's published, most probably. So yeah. But yeah, it's really nice to have some videos like that. You get all the info. Maybe you're scrolling on LinkedIn or something like this, and you just see it. You have all of the information, then you go about with your day. Um, very good. Um, we have like 40 more minutes tops. I don't want the stream to be too long, and especially given that we started late. That's entirely my bad, by the way. Quick story time. Discord was not loading on my machine, so I tried to be smart and look for some tutorial to change the DNS, but I've never done that on Linux actually. So I broke my config, and right now I'm streaming from my backup laptop. That's why we don't have overlays, we don't have anything, and that's also why we started so late. So again, my bad, and that's also why we don't have live coding tonight. So Mr. Strands is relieved. But don't worry, we'll have some like live coding with Mr. Strands one day or the other. So yeah. Yeah, Mr. Strands is relieved. Yeah. But okay, we still have some time together left. So Sandeep, let's go ahead and do that now, or do you want to leave it up to Kushal? It's all up to you guys. You decide. The idea is to have a walkthrough of the code base, and maybe viewers, that would help some viewers be more
I
familiar
think
with the code before they start chipping in.
I can do a small walkthrough.
Okay, yeah, let's
Let
go
me
ahead.
switch back to main. Um, da, 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 da. So as you might have noticed, this project is built on Astro. Um, Astro is it's getting known these days. Like people know Astro now, but I think we started using it when it was very new. We kind of made a bet on it some time ago, and it looks like we picked right. So that's a really nice thing to have. Imagine if we picked a tech that died a few months ago. So I'm trying to find like when we had the first commit. Um, so it's going to be a while. So October 2022. Let me keep going. So yeah, initialize Astro. So that was on September 5th. So it's going to be almost a year.
Yeah.
Almost a year. So that's when we started using Astro. Um, and yeah, we've been very happy with it. So if we go back to the code base, it uses the standard Astro file structure. So most of the code is in src in this folder here. We have some configs, we have a few scripts here, but not much more than what you would expect
Mm-hmm.
from a default Astro project. This is just a GitHub action to update contributors that actually I did like very recently, 3 days ago. But other than that, if you read the Astro documentation, everything should apply here. In terms of routing, how we decide which page exists where, it uses the file-based router in the pages directory here. So each one of these pages under the pages folder uh, exposes a route. So for example, this one would exist on /FAQ. This would exist on /branding. Um, so if you just go on the website and let me go on the website. So a fun fact, if you right click on the logo, it goes to it's supposed to go to the branding page. I might have broken it, but yeah, this is the branding page. Let me switch back to dark mode. This is where you can download all of our logos and stuff if you want to
Nice.
use it for any, I don't know, promotional purposes. You don't have to ask us to send us the logo. You can just come here and download it. So this /branding maps directly here. So that's how the routing of Astro works. So for example, for meetups, we have a dynamic route here called ID, and that just exists on /meetup ID, and then that sends to a layout that we call a single meetup. It's just a component that takes a child component
Mm-hmm.
as a slot. And then we have a meetup single component, which tries to expose a template for all of the so for this page, essentially this thing here, for a single meetup, everything happens here. So this is where we fetch the data for one meetup and then try to render it using JSX over here. So if you know JSX, this is very
Yeah.
easy to read. Um,
By the way, GSX is not only for React, and yeah, I think in this version of, well, in GSX for Astro, there's a few problems that you would have in React that you don't have here, right? So
Yes.
it's an interesting case to see Astro components and JSX in Astro components to understand what is part of JSX and what is actually part of React.
Yeah, I think GSX is the only good thing to come out of React.
On that, I think we agree.
Yeah, I used to hate JSX, but I think it's pretty good now.
Yeah,
It's
you just
it's
hate
okay.
React.
Yeah, it's okay. I used to hate React because of JSX. Now I hate it for other factual reasons.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, this is just JSX, and we do so Astro is server-side rendered uh, and server-side generated. So everything that you see in this section here above these three dashes, all of these are executed on the server. These are never shipped to the browser. So everything here is statically rendered and shipped as pure HTML. And we can do actually a lot of heavy lifting right here. So this is where we fetch like the photos, we optimize the photos, we talk to the database, get the meetup details, we do all of that here, and then we put it in the template, and all of that is compiled at build time. So when you go on the actual website, it's super fast and everything is ready to go. There's no like it doesn't talk to the database here. Everything is baked in the page. We could even like kill the database. This would still work.
Very nice.
So yeah, that's a bit how the pages directory work. It's the same story for speakers. We fetch the speaker and render it over here. We try to like do some connections. If a speaker has multiple sessions, they should be visible on his page or her page. We don't actually have a blog. We have a meetups page where we list all of the meetups. So this is just a simple list
Mhm.
of all meetups. We have a few interesting components. Like Astro lets you use other frameworks inside of it. So if you need something dynamic, because remember I said everything here is not shipped to the client.
Yeah.
This is all server side executed, right? So what if you need some JavaScript on the client? So for that, there's a few options. My favorite is just to use Vue.js inside of Astro. So because I feel comfortable with it and I can do everything I need. So for example, let's go to the user page. Here we have this /user/me, which is a profile page. And in that page, I'm loading a my profile component, which is actually a Vue component. Um, this is one of the superpowers of Astro. You can just load another framework like that, just like an import, as if it was nothing. And then here, this is just a regular Vue component, like literally just a Vue component. Um, and for it to work, you actually need to give it this directive, client only. This tells this component to execute only on the client. It's not going to be server rendered at all. So this would indicate that every JavaScript in this component needs to be shipped to the client, including the Vue bundle. So Astro will smartly compile stuff so that it's not too heavy, and you can even do things like client load or client visible, which would only download the dependencies of this component when this component is visible, which is uh, something. If you had to do it by yourself, that would be quite complicated
Yeah. And
because
it's something we technically would know how to do, but it would just be super annoying and take a lot of time to test and set up.
yeah, I don't actually think I would know how to do this because we
Um,
can lazy load images, but can you lazy load the dependencies of like all the dependencies of that component, including the scripts, etc. You would
Well,
have to,
that's an interesting challenge because I would use, for example, the intersection observer to know when to start the loading. Then there is a way to asynchronously load JavaScript
yeah, you would have to create the
files.
script,
Yeah,
etc., and all that stuff.
it will still
But
be
you
a
wouldn't
mess.
yeah, it'll be very complicated. Like you would have to create script for every dependency and get it
Yeah.
get it loaded in the correct order, and
Yeah,
then have it execute. So just this directive solves this problem.
true.
Uh, so client only exclude server side. Client load will do hybrid rendering, so it will render it on the server and on the client. And client visible will load it on the client when it, I think it uses intersection observer, so it will load it when it's visible using the intersection observer API. So yeah, that's how you run a, a different framework inside of Astro. You could also run Svelte or React components here. That should also work pretty well. We did have some issues with Svelte components. I don't think it's Svelte's fault, but we haven't investigated it further. We just came back to Vue. But yeah, in theory, all components should work. And there's one crazy thing is that you can share states between these different
Really?
components.
Wow,
Yes.
okay. That's, I don't know why you would use that
Yeah, but
regularly,
you can.
but it exists and that's pretty exciting. I didn't know about that. Okay.
Yeah. So
So
let's say you have,
between Svelte and Vue components, for example, you could share state.
yes.
Wow.
Let's say you have a Vue component and a Svelte component. Um, and they both are dealing with some kind of, I don't know, some kind of user state, and they both need to render it independently. By the way, this is called an island in Astro
Okay.
slang. So this is an Astro island. So you could have multiple Astro island. One is React Vue, and if you want to share state among them, you would use a nano store, which is just a store, but Nano Store is special because it doesn't have any dependencies. So it works in normal JavaScript. So that's why you can use it everywhere. So for example, here we are using it. We have a Nano Store here, and we are using this to retrieve the user session
Okay, okay.
in this profile component, and we are actually using it. Have a list of INDs. Okay, this is not merged yet. Uh, so if we go back here, as we component, so these are two different components, but they still share the same state store using
Okay.
this library. So it would be exactly the same if we had a Svelte component. You would just import uStore from
Okay.
NanoStore and import and initialize it like that, and it would just work.
And
I
a
think
quick
that's crazy.
question. NanoStore, if I'm not mistaken, is not specific to Astro, right?
No,
Yeah.
just an independent store that Astro recommends because it
Ah,
works with Astro very well, and it works with every other framework. So
okay.
that's why.
So it exists independently, same as Vue and Svelte. The idea is
Yep.
those exist independently, but NanoStore in particular for the data sharing is, well, Astro optimized the solution for it to work well.
Yeah. For example, if you wanted to use Redux, that's very specific to React. You
Yeah.
couldn't use Redux in Astro,
Okay.
but you can use NanoStore in React, in Vue, in Svelte, and in Astro here.
That's very nice. It's still a very dangerous door to open, you know, to be able to have various frameworks on the same page.
Yeah.
But, you know, in some
You
cases, if you need it, well, you can
you
have
sh
it.
you probably shouldn't do that in a serious application.
Yeah.
Uh, I feel the same way about micro frontends. You probably shouldn't do
Yeah.
that. But if you had to, maybe this is the way you should do it. But I think in our case, as a front-end community, it works quite well because we are able to welcome contributors from every framework.
Yeah.
In theory, uh, if
Once
if
felt
we
works.
once felt works, but yeah, that's one nice thing. That nice way to think about it is we don't like enforce a framework on you. You
Yeah.
could bring your own framework, and it should work in an ideal world.
Yeah, it's a bring your own project.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's literally on the Astro
Really? Okay.
build yeah website. Um,
And by the way, I'm super interested. Maybe you can do that on the channel someday to compare the different bundle sizes of a React component being loaded by Astro, a Vue one, and then is Svelte. Because
yeah,
Svelte is supposed to compile, well, I don't know that I'm using that word loosely, right? But it's supposed to ship only the JavaScript that you need from their quote unquote compiler. So if you use 20% of the framework, you get just that part of the JavaScript. And I think
yes,
it's one of the ideal approaches for Astro. But you also have like super light libraries like lit HTML and
yes,
Preact. Those could be interesting to use as well. Because yes, Svelte would, again, quote unquote, compile the code, but still the code might be slightly bigger than if you would load Preact, for example. I don't know, but that would be interesting.
yeah. I think we can check right here.
Oh, yeah, you already have example. Do you have Svelte components actually working? No.
No, not here.
Okay.
But let's say we wanted to check, like we know that this is a view component, right?
Yeah.
So let's just reload and see what happens, what loads. So we loaded a total of, let me disable the cache so that we get a true value. So we loaded, how is that, 300 kilobytes, including these two images. So that's not bad at all. And if we try to find view in here, I think it should be one of the JavaScript files. So yeah, I think it's this. This is a plugin view. I think this is view, the runtime core.
Yeah,
And this
on
is,
reload mounted, yeah.
yeah, this is 20 kilobytes.
Okay.
So this is the core view that's shipped with this component, so that obviously that view can work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the cost, 20 kilobytes, and it's not free to have
Yeah, of
your
course.
favorite client on the client side because
Mhm.
you have to ship the runtime. But I would live with that. It's not that bad. And for example, if you don't want to use any front-end framework, you could simply just use JavaScript, and that works as well. For example, this feature that I implemented here is just using JavaScript. I can show you. I think it's called a random.
Yeah, it's good to remind people that we can still just use plain JavaScript. But the
Yep.
thing is, you'll have to test it maybe even more on different browsers because you might find edge cases, something we take for granted with those
Yeah.
libraries. But yeah,
But I think JavaScript has come a long way. You can do a lot of it
definitely, yeah.
without worrying like we used to about browser compatibility. For example, to switch colors, this is all the code I needed, zero framework,
Yeah.
and yeah, it just works. I have an on click. I have a click listener here, like a native on click. Yes, we
The
can do
real
that.
ones.
Yeah, and then I have a like for the control click. This is the function.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's it. No frameworks. It just works.
Yeah, it should be a meme. You could post that code like, look, mom, no frameworks.
Yeah, no frameworks. Yeah. I think if you do that, does it still work? No, that doesn't work. That's React.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
And you
it's
actually have to call the function.
yes. Unlike this, you have to do all these weird things. Uh, this is the way to do it. This feels right.
Yeah. But I actually showed that to one of my coaching clients. Like, yes, in Vue, you can actually pass just the token, just the
Yeah.
name of the function or your method,
Mhm.
and it works. But
Yeah.
know that on your other side project, when you're using just plain JavaScript, you will have to call it.
Yes.
And actually, I would be in for, any kind of frameworks that enforce this approach,
Mhm.
because it's easier to understand when it's explicit, and if you're getting an event back, you should actually pass a value, like provide an argument to that function call,
Yes.
else you don't get anything. That
Yes.
would be great. It's only
Yeah.
optional in Vue, which confuses a lot of people when they get started.
Yeah. They should probably have made it like just use the brackets.
Mhm. And this is something super important. I'm not for, learning to do everything with plain JavaScript, HTML, and CSS before going towards a framework. But this in particular, it's worth spending like 30 minutes understanding what's happening and then understanding the differences
Yeah.
in Vue so that you understand the magic of Vue and you can find out and even not create bugs from
Yeah.
lack of knowledge. Yeah.
So I think to not be too long, I will just do a small tour about how we get data and how we build this website
Yeah.
so that it makes sense how this is done because as we said, it's a statically generated website, and on the final side, there's no database call, no nothing,
Mhm.
no one is phoning home. So to do that, we actually have this SDK here. We use directors as a CMS, so we use the directors SDK, which is provided by them, and it's basically a bunch of functions that talk to directors, and you can make queries based on that. For example, if we want to load events, that's what we call meetups on the directors
Mhm.
language. If we want to call meetups, so this is the query here. Uh, Let me unwrap this. So it's directors.item, select event, and read these fields from events.
Okay.
And that's about it. And it will give you back the events. And from here, I do some caching here from this magic function. This basically avoids rerunning the same call multiple times if
Mhm.
the parameters are the same. I expect the response to be the same. So
Okay.
this will avoid like rerunning the same function multiple times unnecessarily. And then this is the only call I do to the database, this one.
Okay.
Everything else, so this loads every event from the database, which is a big chunk of response, like 6 years of events. uh, and but this is done intentionally because I would rather do one big call with all of that data,
Mhm.
which is like barely 2 kilobytes of data, um,
Okay.
and then once this is loaded in memory, if I want to get one event for one event page, so one meetup page, I just do a filter on the ID,
Yeah.
and that's about it. So for example, get event here, I would take the ID, I would load events from the cached function
Mhm.
and just literally filter it here and return the one that matches.
Yeah. If for
And
any
that's
reasons you would want to optimize that, there's no reason because technically Vercel is running that, right? And it's fine to
uh,
wait a few minutes. No?
no. So let's say here I was going to do a database call instead of loading it from memory, right?
Mhm.
This database call would cost maybe 1 second uh, to do. And
Okay.
for each event, we have like 50 events since we started running the meetups. So for each event, that would be 1 second.
Yeah.
So that's already 50-second build time.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Uh,
sense.
and for each speaker, if we have, I think we have like how many speakers do we have? Like all of these, like a lot. So for all of these, if we do like an API call, that's also like once and more. So just by doing these two, you have like a 2 minutes build time, and then you add your image optimizations, your other pages. It can add up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And to compare to compare that to what's happening now, I can actually build it right here and show you uh, the load times.
While you're building, my point was more like if you want to optimize this further, you could
Yeah.
try taking the array. I don't know
Mhm.
if that would be faster actually, but take the array, build that into a map, and instead of
Yeah.
having a find, you would just
Mm.
use the
Yeah.
ID directly.
Yeah. Go like a direct find.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
think that's
it's
a pretty
all
good idea.
about thinking of how much it would cost to actually build the map. You can just do new map and you provided the array, right? But
Yeah, that should work. So as you can see here, we completed the whole build in 4 seconds,
this is ridiculous.
in, including optimizing 71 images. And if you look at the pages generated here, you can see the time it took. So that
Okay.
that's actually not 74 milliseconds. That's at 74 milliseconds. So this page took this minus this, so that's like
Yeah.
6 milliseconds
Yeah.
to build.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it keeps incrementing. So we went from like 1 second, which is like 1,000 seconds, milliseconds,
Milliseconds. Yeah.
to 6 milliseconds, just by reading from memory instead of uh,
Very good.
the network. So yeah, it's well worth doing this. So I think this is a super nice way of not making Versa unhappy with our frequent deploys. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just works beautifully, I think, Astro.
Well, this is a very beautiful approach, and it's the way we should do it anyways, you know? Don't like make calls that you can avoid. And
Yeah,
you could say that front-end development is about building HTML, CSS, and some JavaScript, but I would argue that, even deciding between Next or Next and Astro and making the bet on Astro for a content-heavy website, content-heavy and quite low in terms of interactivity on the page, right?
yeah,
Then we have some more JavaScript loaded on those pages. And this is part of the job as well of a front-end engineer. Maybe not when you just get started at work, but at some point you're going to be put in a leader position in your team or at your company or as a freelancer, and you have to reflect on that. And I think it's so exciting to have those decision made in an open source project, and anyone can have a look at the code. And well, you have quite a few people who have worked on that project. And now Sandeep has shared the some of the knowledge with us. And well, yeah, if you're getting started, you don't have all of that knowledge, then you can start exploring the code, understand everything you can understand, and then maybe ask us questions, and you can, yeah, have take this knowledge and build something good that maybe you would have taken months or years to reach in terms of knowledge and experience. And yeah, thank you, Sandeep, and thank you to all the contributors to that project. Because I think we have to um, focus on the how much value there is in this project. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why I did the contributors section recently, because we had one, but I was manually maintaining it, and it wasn't fair that if someone new contributes, their name is not appearing. So now it's automatic, and every time someone has a contribution merged, it will just automatically appear here. And I think next in line is you, like,
Yeah.
because you have a few commits that should appear here soon. And yeah, I think it's fun to be able to contribute, to learn by contributing, and to just try to improve stuff. And a lot of the things that I did on this project, even the methods of optimizing the queries, the ways of like getting the data in an efficient way,
Yeah.
all of that I use it in my like real job, because this is all like for fun, and it's for the community, but it's not like wasted time. I use it, I learn
Definitely.
a lot.
Yeah, and I
uh,
agree. I've learned a lot in the few weeks I've resumed streaming, you know. I even learned from you guys. I learned from Strands. He even made a suggestion on the apps I'm working on to use LangChain instead of just OpenAI. And yeah, again, with this idea we saw at the beginning, you know, you give without expecting anything in return, and you actually get so much that if you don't take time to reflect on it, you kind of miss it. But yeah, that's so cool.
yeah,
Um,
I think for a lot of the community work, you shouldn't really expect much in return, except that you get to learn. I think that's the gift, and everything else is a bonus.
yeah.
um, and yeah, you just go with it, and you will definitely learn new stuff.
And Sandeep, there was I don't have it in mind, but we were talking about some feature or some fix we could ask the community. If we don't record it now, I will share it after the stream,
Yeah, I
right?
think I know what you're talking about. So um, we had this idea, I think yesterday, like to have a captcha style
Oh
thing
yeah.
in the RSVP form, because right now you can just submit the form. Maybe we want some kind of check you're human. So we were thinking, what kind of check could we implement? And I was thinking maybe like a slider where that matches a dynamic number that we generate for you, or like you get a bunch of animal icons, and we asked you to pick a specific animal, and then Cedric suggested maybe we should open a challenge for the most interesting captcha that we could use on the form. So if anyone has cool ideas of a fun little section that we could add on the RSP form, just to make it fun, not annoying, fun, but at the same time, we prevent robots from like submitting forms every second. That would be cool. Yeah, and that's the challenge. I think we will launch that in like we will put it on LinkedIn maybe, or at the meetup, ask the community members if they want to contribute. And yeah, i- and also if you find anything that you want to improve on this website, feel free. It's open source. You can definitely like look at it. If you don't like something, send a PR. We will happily look at it and merge it.
And maybe if you're still feeling shy about creating a whole PR or an issue, I think GitHub now has the discussion tab. You could start there
Yeah,
if you're really hesitant, and then, you know, we can discuss the feature there, and then once there is an idea, a concrete idea, we will then encourage you to create an issue or create a PR directly. And
yeah.
you know, you
You
can
could
start the
even
PR and
yeah
people will help you, you know, even the RSP feature, I don't know, like 5 contributors at some point.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of help from I think Nick. Nicola, Mr. Strands did most of the non-front end work, but also some front end work. We had a lot of like UX ideas from Samia. I did a few implementation on the front end. You did the mobile version.
Yeah.
We got a lot of feedback, which I
Yes.
also consider contribution from other members. So yeah, it's not just like two people building this. It's like the
Yeah.
whole community.
Let me share. Oh, I my Discord is not loading. You can share in the chat a link to the Discord of front-end
Yeah,
coders. Yeah.
yeah. So if you go on the website frontend.mu
Mhm.
and you scroll down a bit, we have all of our links here. So we
Okay.
have the Discord link here,
Yeah.
but I can also
No, it's
send
fine.
you
It's
that.
fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to load, but I can paste it in the chat. Okay, you send it as well. I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Thanks. So it's super valuable, even if you wouldn't know where to start right now to, chip into the code contributions, or maybe when the dev shares the preview link and you do the test, that's so valuable to us. It's
Yes.
I wonder if there is a way we could have um honorary contributions or something like that to feature. I don't know if it at some point could be interesting.
So we do have a section for that, like right here. We call it collaborators,
Okay.
people who haven't necessarily contributed code, but
Hmm.
are helping with the community. So
Yes.
these two young guys are the ones who made the videos actually.
Wow.
Uh, so that's why they're here. And yeah, so we will feature anyone who is helping because they are most welcome to come and help. And by the way, you can see Mike here. Mike, who is not a front end developer but has done a lot of work for us. For example, just two examples of the things that he contributed. One was we have a script that helps us sync all of these pictures from Google Photos, so I don't go and manually download them.
Yeah.
This is there's a script that runs it uses the Google Cloud API or whatever.
Hmm.
It knows where to get the images and it knows in which meetup to add them with some magic work. That is also a repository on our GitHub. It's called Google Photos Sync. And yeah, that one is just to sync all images from our Google Photos album to our website.
Hmm.
So that's a huge contribution. It saves me like hours of work that I will have to do to get these images here. And the other one is, I don't know if you noticed, but before each meetup, we try to contact every attendee
Hmm.
to ask once more if they are coming to the meetup, because
Yeah.
sometimes people RSVP and then they don't show up. So we had an idea of getting in touch with them because that's why it's their phone number. So we don't call people. That's not something we want to do, but we can send a message. Hey, are you coming to tomorrow's meetup? Can you please confirm? Uh, with a yes or no. That's all. And if we have like 40 attendees, that's 40 messages. So Mike again, our dear contributor here, he wrote a script that would actually automate the sending of messages to all of the attendees
Hmm.
uh, using the WhatsApp API, and that's how we are able to send messages to everyone to ask them to confirm. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Again, it starts with front end. Most of the code is front end. Most of what we talk about is front end, but the community is full of developers
Yep.
that like front end, but they like other things as well, and they have other skills, and that's what is making this better and better every time. And Sandeep, I think we were joking about this, but it's okay to say that over the internet. I was joking about the idea of, at some point helping other communities that want to get started, we could help them have a similar website with similar features if they need it. I don't think we're ready yet, but who knows?
So
Some point.
if you just fork the website, it won't
Yeah.
work because it will be missing the directors.
Yeah.
So the database part, the CMS. But if anyone is interested, even our even our directors instance is on a Git repo. It's literally here.
Nice. Wow.
So it's not public, it's private because it has the keys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
But if anyone wants to like do a clone of this, I could like make a fork, remove the
Hmm.
keys, and you can have it. That's fine. Because for now, this like I also back up the database as a file because I don't know how to do other things. That's how I back up on the as a file and I put it on Git so that I
Nice.
can if something goes wrong I can restore it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we actually do have the whole stack as Git repositories that could
Mhm.
in theory be replicated for another community.
Yeah. So I think once we have, I think the RSVP is the last meaningful
Yeah.
feature that we need, as a minimum for a community setup.
Mhm.
At some point, doesn't have to be the main team. Other people can work on the